Hello everybody, this is Intuitive Retta. How are you today? I want to remind you to catch up on all my tarot readings, to make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you like and comment below, and you can find me at Intuitive Retta on Facebook and on Instagram for weekly divinations. And if you would like your own personal reading, please email me at rettaware@gmail.com. How are you guys today? I'm a little tired, just to let you guys know. My dog's not doing so well, and I'm not sleeping or anything, but I told you guys that I would take your suggestions. I wrote them all out. See, there's a whole bunch of them, and I picked one. And you guys, you guys know how to get me, because there were so many of them. I was like, really? So a lot of them are readings I would have never done. So that being said, today's reading is on Paul McCartney. So whoever suggested Paul McCartney, you got your pick today. So there's the big conspiracy. You guys know I don't have a dog in this fight. Paul McCartney, the Beatles, is a long time before I was born, I believe. And hopefully, every time I go and try to record, my dog needs my attention. So hopefully he'll let me get through this before he needs my attention again. So there's a conspiracy that Paul McCartney now isn't the original Paul McCartney, and he died in 1966. Well, I did the year 1966 for him with his birthday, and that's the magician year. So that can mean one or two things. It can mean that this whole conspiracy was orchestrated, or it could mean that there was some manipulation or something that happened in that year in regards to Paul McCartney. So his birth cards, I have him as what, 70? I don't even know what I did with the paper. They have him down as 76 years old. His birthday was on June 18th, 1942. So that has him as the emperor. And, oh, Lord, hold on. That has him as the emperor and the death. So the emperor and the death, I can see why. Did they break up? Did the Beatles ever really break up? Because I could see with him, he would want to be the boss. I don't know. I haven't looked at the other band members' birthdays. I don't know too much about them. But he would be a very dominating force in that band. His energy, if this is the original, his energy would be like almost like the leader. Was he like the leader of this band, or did he attempt to be the leader? So I can see him, and he can get rid of things that no longer serve him. So like people, places, and things that no longer serve him, he can let him go. Like I remember the wife that got all that money for divorcing him. He's one of them people that would be like, well, I just want her gone. So we're gonna see. Is there any truth? First, we're gonna see, is there any truth to this conspiracy of him, the real Paul McCartney, dying? Whoops. The real Paul McCartney dying and been replaced. Is there any truth to it? Is there any truth to the real Paul McCartney dying? So, did the original Paul McCartney die? And is this the original Paul McCartney that we know right now? So, let's see. Okay. Kindness. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but let's see. The truth. Messages. There was contemplation. Messages from beyond. Like messages from beyond, and a victory and truth in regards to the conspiracy. Is this the original one? Balancing. No, I don't know. I don't think that this one is the original Paul McCartney. There is truth to the rumors that truth to the rumors. It's truth that it's not the original one. Is this the original one? He has a hard time balancing both. He has a hard time, which is strange because what would they do with his original family? You know, how would they be able to do this conspiracy? That's what I want to know. So what would they do? Excuse my nails. I did them. I painted them. I cut them. And then my dog's not doing well. And I thought they were dry enough. He needed me and my nails got all messed up. So now I'm going to have to repaint them some other color. So he has a hard time balancing the both worlds. So, and it caused him extreme anxiety, extreme anxiety and stress. So for this one, is this the original one? I asked if this was the original one. It's showing two, meaning two, trying to balance things and stress. Is there any truth to these rumors? And it's saying that yes, there is some truth, and the Four of Cups is like contemplation, thinking. This was something they thought about. They made. Remember, I said 1966 for Paul McCartney was the year of the magician. So the year of the magician is to, you know, look at this. Take something from the ether, which would be a message or something from the ether, and bring it to fruition. So, okay. So, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Okay, we'll see how this is going. Okay. Okay. What happened to the original Paul McCartney? Okay. The original Paul McCartney, there was some type of the original Paul McCartney. What led up to his death? Strength, compassion. Wasn't that card about kindness and compassion? Facing one fear? Not facing some things, trying to face some things. There was some conflict between the original Paul. Remember I said Paul McCartney, I don't know who this energy is, but the original Paul McCartney would have been a leader in that group, or would have probably made things kind of a hard time, because he has that emperor energy, and the emperor wants to be the leader. You know, they have a domineering presence. People take notice. And it would have caused a lot of conflict. And, you know, I always say with this card, you know, you may have won the battle, but you didn't win the war. Was these fights? So I think it was maybe two of these members that he kind of dominated. Two of these members that he kind of dominated. There was also a feeling of powerlessness. Was he restrained? Was he restrained? This was something that was created or thought about. People came together to do this, to restrain him and make him powerless. Was he restrained in some way, shape, or form? I'm thinking that he was restrained. His mobility was limited. His thoughts were limited. And this was facing some issues. How did they... This was all about money. So this had a lot to do with money. And there must have been within the other group members a lot of fighting in regards to money. In regards to money. So this all had to do with the rights and money. So like hoarding money, the rights of money, you know, there was a lot of fighting in between. How did this new Paul McCartney, because it's basically saying, I thought that was bullcrap. Tell you guys the truth. Some of the conspiracies, I'd be like, yeah, right. Okay. How did this Paul McCartney, this one that's here on this plane now, how did he come into play? He was young, and he was young and he was hungry. So he was ambitious. He was young and he was ambitious. And someone like a businessman, someone, I don't know if it's a lawyer or some head company or someone that's head of business or like a lawyer or someone that's very intelligent. Put him in place. Put him in place. And they betrayed us. They're put him in place to betray us, and also maybe to steal some rights or some money or some intellectual things. He's not the, so some man put him in place. Okay. I want to know. Does the other, I know there's Ringo. There's Ringo. There was John Lennon. Who's the other one? Oh, shoot. Okay. I don't know who the other one. I know there's John Lennon and Ringo. I can't tell you who the other one. Did John Lennon know he was fake? And did Ringo know he was a fake? John Lennon, did John Lennon have alcohol or substance abuse issues or emotional issues? Because I think he kind of maybe knew or maybe not knew, and he was balancing, but he had some issues himself that he couldn't really, like, he really couldn't pin anything down. Let's see, did this guy know? He knew. Who is this one? Ringo. I don't know who the other guy is, but Ringo? Is that his name, Ringo? Is he part of the Beatles? Ringo. Watch he not even be part of the Beatles. Watch he be part of, what was the Monkees? Was Ringo part of the Monkees, or was he part of the Beatles? Lord. Well, someone, whoever, if it's Ringo, he knew about him. This guy was seeing John, kind of felt like it wasn't balanced. Like, he was like, Okay. I think this was a reason for John to take a lot of... Was John a substance abuser? Alcohol could have been other things. Alcohol, mostly things to kind of drink and stuff. Alcohol, is there any drugs that you drink or anything like that? He knew the guy came and paid them. Funny enough is that they didn't really make, even though they were these big stars, the way I feel was they weren't making money like we would have thought they were making money. We would have thought they were like, you know, multi-millionaires and stuff. At this time, they weren't. At that time, they were still, like, funny enough, trying to get by. And this guy, that was the King of Swords, he was diddling up money. You know, here's a little bit, here's a little bit. So John basically had to kind of keep his mouth shut and kind of had to go along with, you know, with the program to receive some money, you know, to receive some money. And I think also is that they received more money than this Paul McCartney, the new one. They received, so they got a bigger chunk. What about this one? He was in on the plan too. They were in on the plan. So remember I said there was a couple of them that Paul, the original Paul, didn't get along with. It was like there was a few of them in the band that Paul, the original Paul, didn't get along with. Because Paul would be about money because he's the emperor. He would want to know what's going in. The money would be a big problem. He would like to be the boss, you know, stuff like that. I think that this guy knew. And he was in on this guy, if it's Ringo. I have a guy with darker hair, a bigger nose. Not John, another guy. So if it's not Ringo, it's the other guy with the bigger nose and the darker hair. He was in on the plan. Was John in on the plan? No, there was a woman that was in his... A woman was in on the plan. A woman. A woman. I don't know if his wife... Did he have a wife, John, then? Was Yoko in... I don't think... No, I think Yoko came later. Was there another woman in their life then? Was there another woman in there? Okay. Okay. All right. I'm trying to figure out some things. Okay, this Paul McCartney. How does he feel about him taking over? Because I thought that was bullcrap. How does this Paul McCartney feel about taking over, taking someone else's identity? He felt he looked at it as an opportunity. He looked at it as an opportunity. Also, he had a lot of support. And also he feels victorious because he was able to kind of, do it. And nobody's really, he wasn't about he wanted to be a star. So this was his way of opportunity to be a star. Here it is. They worked on it. 3 people came together and brought him in. So remember I said it was 3 people? Funny enough, I think he's kind of haunted by the original one. I think the original John haunts him. The original John haunts him. Haunts him. They worked together. And he was just someone that he wanted to be a star. He wanted to make it. This was an opportunity for him. Will the public ever, find out? Will the public ever find out? Will the public ever find out? I think people have talked about it. I think people have talked about it. People have talked about it. I think people have talked about it. I think some of the people that were involved wanted to talk about it. I think a woman wanted to talk about it. Will this Paul McCartney ever talk about it? No, he's going to deny. He's disillusioned. This is his wish. This was he's part of the illusion. He's not going to break the illusion. He's going to fight it. But I think there was a couple of people that kind of talked about the plan. There was a woman. I don't know if it was the same woman from over there or is this a different woman. This woman might have been an intellectual woman, a professional woman. And it looks like someone that was younger, maybe one of the members of the group or someone that was close to the group or someone that was talking about, trying to bring it forward, talking about what the plan was, how they did, someone brought it. But is it ever really going to the American and British people? I thought it was really bullcrap, you guys. It was all about money. It was all about, okay, Paul, the original Paul, you're in heaven. What do you feel? What do you feel about everything now that you're gone? You feel that they ended you and it was over money. You know, you felt like at the end it was, you were stressed and there was a lot of depression and there was some stressed out. There was a lot of things going on and you're very disappointed because there's the word disappointment. And because they ruined you, they killed you. And it was all because of money, for the love of money. That's the end. I hope that kind of helped you. I heard the rumors and stuff like that, but I didn't think it was true. But I want to know, how could they get away with that? I want to know how this Paul McCartney's family allowed him to just disappear and nobody, it looked like at least two people were talking about it and brought it out. It looked like a guy and a woman was talking about it and brought it out and talked about the plan and what they planned and how the people did this. Like they heard or they seen the plan or they knew of the plan and they tried to tell people, but but I don't understand, how can this new Paul, what about his family? How did they keep everybody quiet? That's interesting. So you guys tell me what you guys think. I thought that conspiracy was just, bullcrap, but I guess the Paul McCartney we know is not the original. All right, talk to you later. Bye.